Anytime you let go of clutter, you regain energy, focus, and time. The real cost of building anything worthwhile. As some of you guys know, I have been packing up my apartment, getting ready to head down south from New Hampshire to South Carolina, and I'm really excited. I end up moving, typically it's about every 3 to 4 years, and a habit that I've gotten into over the last few moves is every time that I move, I get rid of pretty much everything that I haven't used in the last year. And this is really a very gratifying process for me. If you think about how much stuff that you've accumulated over the years and how much of it you actually don't use, that space, not only in your house, but also mentally having a cleaner, more open living space, opens up a lot of freedom and creativity in your mind. Not to mention all the stuff that you've built up over the years, all this shit that you have that you bought with your stupid impulse buys. You can turn around and sell a lot of that. You're still going to end up losing money on the deal, but at least you're putting some money back in your pocket. And what I've been doing over the last basically month is selling all this stuff, building up a nice little stack of cash. So, I mean, it's not going in the bank, it's all cash. So now I have this money sitting aside for when I get to my new place to decide what I want to do with it. And it's actually kind of fun. I can go and get a new TV, I can buy some furniture, I can go get a golf membership. Probably not going to be able to afford that with this cash, but there's a lot of stuff that you can do with it. So whenever you're feeling stuck, it might be a good time to think about switching up the energy in your life. And one of the best ways I've found to kind of switch up that energy, besides moving, which is a really good way to do it, is to give you that new energy, is to go through and get rid of a lot of stuff. You can specifically do this with clothes. Now think about this. When you put on a brand new pair of socks, how awesome is that feeling? That's something that I absolutely love. There's nothing I love more than a brand new, freshly opened pair of socks. And I religiously go through my sock drawer probably once a year, once every 2 years, and I literally throw out every pair of socks that I own. And I buy fresh ones, especially, the white cotton socks, all fresh ones, and then replace them all. And it's just the best feeling. It feels like you're fresh. You can look at that with your other clothes as well. And now I have a bunch of suits. I went through my suits and realized that 2 or 3 of them don't fit, and they're older suits, so they're going to Goodwill. I could turn around and sell them if I had enough time, but I'm leaving New Hampshire in probably about 15 days. I don't really have time to mess around with selling old suits that aren't going to really get much money. So going through your wardrobe as well. If you have a shirt that is your favorite shirt and you wear it all the time, that's cool. But how many t-shirts do you have that you never wear? Get rid of them. Donate them. Just get rid of that shit. You don't need it. With jackets too. I was going through our closet because I'm not going to need winter jackets down in South Carolina. I'm bringing 2 lighter jackets with me. But all the other ones I just gave away to a friend that was over my house just like an hour ago. And all my hats and gloves and all this stuff, I'm just like giving stuff away and selling it and donating it. And it's just such a good feeling. So if you're trying to grow a business, one of the best things you can do for yourself to spark creativity and to give you a little bit more of an edge is to get rid of a lot of the clutter in your life. And you can also, I know we've been talking about physical things, you can think about maybe some of the mental clutter that you have as well. Stop scrolling on, not YouTube, unless you're watching my videos especially, but stop scrolling on X so much, or TikTok, or Instagram. Set some reminders for yourself. And what I do when I catch myself scrolling, specifically it's kind of a TikTok thing, because you can just fall right into a scroll hole on TikTok so easily, is I'll notice that I'm just swiping. I'm not even really thinking or watching anything. I just count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then I close the app. And that's it. I give myself one last chance to see something cool. And I'm like, all right, that's it. I'm done for a little while. No more scrolling mindlessly and just wasting time. And so if you want to build a business and you want to take charge of your life, there's habits and there's clutter that you have to release. You have to let go. You have to get away from. Some of that clutter might be people that you know. One of the big things, I said in my last video, I love my friends and family. But I live in a small town, small city, big town, only 20, 15 minutes away from where I grew up and went to high school. So I see a lot of people that aren't necessarily friends, acquaintances, people I knew in high school all the time. everybody kind of migrates up here, especially for nightlife and stuff. And I just want a new playground, new sandbox to play in. So getting rid of a lot of that stuff, that involves moving, but you can do it. And I think it's going to be a great way for me to kind of reset. You know, I have a lot of big things that are happening right now. You know, I'm launching everything with this YouTube I've been doing for about the last year. So I'm anticipating another year of growth with this, making consistent videos. I'm going to have a nice little bit of a base. But then I also have the other business that I'm going to be working at that I have equity in. I can tell you guys more about that when everything is, you know, official, but we're waiting on funding for that. So I'm going to have a new career doing, you know, sales and marketing for a growing, you know, will be rapidly growing because I'm going to be doing the sales. So we're going to be growing like crazy, but growing this company. So I just want to be around a whole new environment. And that involves leaving all the stuff that doesn't serve me behind. So whether it be clothes that I don't want, old furniture, like the bureau and the TV, and like, I'm getting rid of a lot of stuff. I'm trying to go down there with literally just a brand new couch, brand new bed, brand new mattress, 2 TVs, and not much else. Like 1 box of clothes. I eliminated a lot of my kitchen stuff down to 1 tub of kitchen stuff. I'm getting rid of probably 3 times what I'm taking down there, and just getting rid of that shit. And you can always go buy new stuff. That's the cool part about it. There's tons of stuff out there. If like you're addicted to accumulating stuff, there's tons of stuff out there that you can go and rebuy in the future. But there's nothing better for your soul than to have a really good purge once every couple of years. Like I said, I move fairly frequently because, you know, I'm single. I don't have any kids, so I want to live in a new town or I want to live in a new apartment. I just move. So I do this pretty religiously, and I do it probably every 3 or so years where everything's gone. And then I start fresh. And it feels great moving into a new place and not trying to find the drawer you're going to just stuff all that shit back into. You know, everybody has the shit drawer in their house. You know, I'm not going to have one of those in the new place, at least not out of the gate. It will develop on its own. It will grow because they grow no matter how hard you try to not grow them. But when I move in, I'm not going to be instantly filling it up with all this stuff that I don't need, that I don't use. And, you know, it's a really good feeling. So if you're trying to grow something and you're struggling a little bit, I'd say, you know, take a day or a weekend, have a yard sale, and just get rid of all your stuff. Get rid of all the junk that you don't use, that you don't need. Just because somebody bought it for you 5 or 10 years ago doesn't mean that you need to hold on to it anymore. Just let that stuff go. Give it to a friend, donate it to charity, whatever you want to do, but get it out of your life. So hopefully this was helpful for you guys. I think it's been really helpful for me over the years, and I appreciate you following along on the journey. So go ahead and subscribe if you've seen a bunch of my videos. I'm going to continue showing you guys how I'm growing my personal brand, trying to help you guys at the same time. All like legit, like this is the way it's going. You know, I'm not going to be hiding these videos later on. You know, this is the beginning of a personal brand, real and raw, you know, with not a lot of experience and just figuring it out as I go. So I got a couple other videos probably right around here you can choose from. If you want to see some more of my antics, but I appreciate y'all, and I'll see you on the next video.